more and more, as we switch gears now, you see more and more people who were not on the Trump train the first time around, didn't want to accept it, perhaps jealous of it. The guy who owns the Washington Post was one of them, a big critic of Trump, making sarcastic comments about Trump for the first 4 years. Trump took aim at Jeff Bezos, too, and his own Washington Post. You got the sense things would be different, in my view, when Jeff Bezos told people at Washington Post, we're not going to endorse a candidate leading up to the election. He had a bunch of people quit because of that. Can you believe a guy losing $70 million a year to keep them employed would get the people get so upset they would quit on him? But he didn't. So you hear Jamie Dimon's been talking to the president, J.P. Morgan, for weeks. He used to be somewhat of a critic. And then you see Elon Musk, who had walked off the president's business council after what he thought was a controversy in Charlottesville. Right. He is now firmly on board, and those two are bros, it seems. Now he's working for him. The latest one to come aboard is Jeff Bezos of Amazon, saying nice things yesterday.
Yeah, he said he was optimistic about working with a calmer Trump, and he can help him reduce regulation. Listen to what else he said.
If we're talking about Trump, I think it's very interesting. I'm actually very optimistic this time around that we're going to see. I'm very hopeful about this. He seems to have a lot of energy around reducing regulation. And my point of view, if I can help him do that, I'm going to help him. Because we do have too much regulation in this country. This country is so set up to grow.
He's absolutely right. And so later today at 10 o'clock this morning, the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which is being headed up by Vivek Ramaswamy and also Elon Musk, they're going to go to the U.S. Senate. Joni Ernst is going to be hosting them this morning. And then this afternoon at 3 o'clock, they're going to be meeting with both houses at the behest of Speaker Mike Johnson. And what's interesting about this, and this kind of dovetails, Brian, to your point about how some people who were not Trump fans in the first Trump administration are now coming around. This includes a bunch of Democrats. There's a thing now in the House called the DOGE caucus. And there are actually a number of Democrats who are involved. For instance, you got Jared Moskowitz. He's on board.
Florida.
He would like to make the Social Security and FEMA independent agencies that would report directly to the White House. Then you got Ro Khanna and Bernie Sanders. They would like to cut government spending, particularly at the Pentagon, because, and the argument they make is, look, they failed like 8 audits and stuff like that. And the brilliant thing about the DOGE caucus is these people who maybe are on the other side of the political aisle, they can be on TV, they can talk about government waste, they never have to take an official vote. So in other words, it sure looks like they want to cut stuff, but they're not really cutting.
Yeah, but listen to the elites in their comments. Jeff Bezos said, oh, he's for deregulation. Okay, he was the first time as well. The only difference is that you have a political mandate that just happened. You have the popular vote and electoral college. He won every single swing state. And so I think now these people, you got even Mark Zuckerberg that's saying that he likes Trump now and wants to have conversations with him. He did have the conversation. He thought that it was fantastic what Trump did after the attempted assassination. He goes, he's never seen anything so courageous in his life. But they have the political cover now. They didn't have the will before. I'm not going to condemn them for coming on board, but I do feel like there are some Johnny-come-latelys right now that the American people have finally spoken. There's a lot of us out here that just want a free market system, the border to be secure.
I know what you're saying.
And now they're on board.
At least acknowledge you were wrong.
You're wrong.
Like Mark Zuckerberg, if you want to impress me, do what Elon Musk did. Let journalists go in to the Twitter files, go into the Facebook files. I want to find out exactly what you were up to in 2016 and through the pandemic. Expose what happened. Maybe you didn't know, maybe you did know, and find out who was really putting their hand on the scale to shadow ban Republicans and skew the pandemic.
If you just look at the umbrella effect of this, though, it's wonderful for our country. We have President Trump, and then you have all of these leaders, these billionaires that are behind him, that really impact all of our lives. Jeff Bezos, I mean, we all order on Amazon. Monday, I spent more than I should have for cyber, but I saved a lot.
Yeah, she's going to show her bills a little bit in the next hour.
No, but I've gotten a lot accomplished. But yeah, my point is Bezos is on board. You have Elon Musk, who is the wealthiest man in the world, right? With Tesla. And then we have Mark Zuckerberg. We're all on Instagram. We're all on Facebook. So
Right.
I'm just excited about the fact that
It's
we're all
unity.
working together.
It's unity for the country.
Well, it is unity, but I'm always skeptical. They're doing
Why?
it because it's their hides. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, now that Donald Trump is in charge of the federal government for the most part, Mark Zuckerberg doesn't want Donald Trump to regulate social media. He doesn't want them to open up and take a really good look at a lot of this stuff. And that's why a lot of these people who suddenly, we didn't hear a lot of them say anything before Trump was elected, but now smartly, because it is survival.
The kiss in the ring.
They are indeed. And you know what? If that's what it takes for Donald Trump to get them on board, looks like they're on board.
Well, they're successful businessmen. Maybe they'll get our country in order and cut
hope
out some of
so.
this waste.
Yeah,
bureaucracy.
but also with the lack of regulation needs integrity. I don't want to just drop the regulation and then let these guys go to town. I hope they do it with integrity because those regulations will come right back.
That's exactly
Speaker
right.
Johnson said he would like to axe PBS and Planned Parenthood when he was on with Martha.
Right.
So we'll see.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
Switch gears. We were talking about the new policy, but now let's switch gears and discuss the upcoming election. Leading up to the meeting, she reviewed all the documents thoroughly. At the behest of. The project was launched at the behest of the CEO to improve customer service. Dovetail. The new software dovetails perfectly with our existing system. Johnny-come-lately. He was a Johnny-come-lately at the meeting, trying to take credit for the idea that everyone had been working on for weeks. Putting their hand on the scale. Some people believe the referees were putting their hand on the scale to favor the home team. Shadow ban. Many users suspect that their accounts were shadow banned for posting controversial opinions. Kiss in the ring. After the scandal, the politician had to kiss in the ring to regain support from his party. Go to town. After the election results, the candidates went to town on their victory speeches, making bold promises to the voters.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.